Hi everyone. In this session, we are going to learn about FinOps with Google Cloud. So first, we'll see the agenda, what we are gonna learn. First, we'll see what is Cloud FinOps, and then we'll see what are the fundamental pillars we have in the world of Cloud FinOps, and then we'll see how to achieve those fundamental pillars, how we can apply those fundamental pillars in our cloud infrastructure. Also, we'll see what are the different offerings, services we have in Google Cloud, which will help you enable FinOps concept in your cloud architecture. And then we'll see some of the learning resources which will help you understand this amazing concept and how you can able to utilize those concepts in your cloud infrastructure. So let's start with what is cloud FinOps. So as name suggests, FinOps. Fin stands for financial and Ops stand for operations. So this is more related to your financial expenditure for your cloud spend. In different words, we can say it is an operational framework or cultural shift that brings technology, finance, and business together so that we can drive better financial accountability and accelerate our business value realization. Because in current trend, most of the organizations are moving from their traditional IT infrastructure to the cloud. And if we consider this particular thing that in your own data center, we just had limited amount of memory and CPU. So no one from your team, no one from your organization can able to go beyond that limitation. So in that case, we had some kind of constraint, some kind of limitation of our spend. But as soon as we are moving towards cloud, anyone from your engineering team or from any of the team can able to create thousands of memory wise virtual machines, different resources in single go. So we need to consider, we need to understand how our organization is going to spend on cloud resources, and how we are gonna enforce, or how we are gonna apply, how we are gonna use those different cloud resources in an efficient and optimal manner. So cloud FinOps will help to understand what is ongoing in our cloud spend, how we can optimize our cloud spend, and how we can plan for better serve for our end users. Also, we'll make sure that we are managing all these things using some kind of business value realization. So let's see how FinOps is helping. It will enable enterprises to drive financial accountability and maximize your business values. It will also help you understand the complexity and challenges we have with the traditional IT financial management, and whenever we are moving towards the cloud, how we can manage those complexity and challenges. Also, it will help you identify different building blocks and key success metrics for your business value realization. How we can understand that how much amount of money we are spending for a cloud spend, and how value we are getting after spending that much amount of money. So this particular concept consists of three different parts. First is inform. In this, what we do actually, we create some kind of dashboards, visualization dashboards, and allocate some amount of budget to a specific team to understand how much amount they are spending based on that budget. And based on this visibility, we can able to optimize our expenditure for a specific team or for a specific individual, so that we are not going beyond that particular threshold which we already set up. Also, this will help you operate for a longer run. Let's suppose now we know that from our engineering team this much amount of memory and CPU we are gonna spend, or we are gonna utilize for a upcoming near future. So we can able to commit this amount of memory and CPU power to the cloud provider, so that we can get more discount, and this will benefit our financial operations into the cloud. So this is what cloud FinOps. Let's see some of the key values of cloud FinOps. So as we already discussed, this will help you accelerate your business value. Also, this will help you innovate your cloud spend and utilization of different resources. Also, this will help you make sure different individual teams having a specific accountability on utilizing different cloud resources. Also, this will help you understand based on some visualization dashboards to how much amount of money a specific team is investing for their business use cases. Also, this will help you optimize your cloud usage and cost efficiency. Also, this will help you different teams to collaborate with each other, so that they can able to satisfy their use cases with a single use of different resources, so that we are not creating separate resources for separate team, and we are utilizing high amount of money over there. Also, this will help you prevent sprawl of cloud spend. So if we know that this particular team is going to spend this much amount of memory or CPU power in the near future, or if we want to enforce that this particular team is only able to spend this much amount of money, so this will help you setting up some kind of budgets and setting up some kind of commitment to the cloud provider, so that we will not spend very high and we are not gonna get some kind of variation in our cloud spend. So these are the some key values of cloud FinOps. Then let's see what are the fundamental principles, fundamental pillars we have in cloud FinOps. So first one is accountability and enablement. So this is more related to establishing lean, centralized, cross-functional team and empowering individual, so that they will spend money for a different cloud resources very precisely and using the best practices. Second one is measurement and realization. This will help you understand what are the key of business value metrics, what are the KPIs we have, which will decide your cloud expenditure. Next is cost optimization. So this will help you understand different drivers and how you can apply some kind of principles to those drivers, so that you can able to optimize your cost. Next principle we have is planning and forecasting. So in this principle, we will understand what are the cost drivers we have, how to set some kind of spend for a specific team, how we can set up some kind of benchmarking, so that every team in our organization can follow that benchmark, and we will utilize our cloud spend very efficiently. At the end, we have tools and accelerators which will help you understand how we are spending different amount of money for different cloud resources, and how we are analyze those metrics which we are getting in that particular tool, so that we can plan for better financial operations for our better future. So let's see all these basic fundamental pillars one by one, and how we can achieve those fundamental pillars. So accountability and enablement. So as already talked, that it is more focusing on establishing lean, centralized, cross-functional teams, which includes your engineering team, architecture team, finance team, operation, and some app owners, to establish governance, set some kind of standards and principles to manage their cloud spend. So let's suppose, take an example, in your organization you have different teams. Some are engineers, some are architects, some are operation folks, and some are finance team over there. So every team is spending their cloud expenditure very differently. Some organizations, some engineering team is having their lots of use cases, POCs, which needs to be tried, right, in their organization. So they spend very high amount of money over there. In the same manner, we have architecture team uh, who architect your application behind the scene. So they should understand that how they will architect their application so that it can able to serve with the best practice and in a very precise cost optimized manner, and also making sure that it can able to serve to the end user very smoothly. Also this should be a financial specific. Also they need to coordinate with operation team, application owners, so that they can able to satisfy their requirements as well. So this will help you collaboratively understand what needs to be done so that we can able to apply the cloud FinOps concepts in our day-to-day use cases. Also we need to understand that we are not spending very high amount of money for achieving a specific use cases. Along with that, there is no difference in serving to the end user. For end user there is no requirement that how you are achieving behind the scene. For them best experience is the priority, so we need to make sure this particular thing as well. So how we can achieve individuals accountability and enablement? So for that, every cloud provider is having different kinds of certification, so that their business leaders, their engineering team can able to understand the best practices of using different services from their organization, from their particular cloud platform. So having more number of certification in your engineering team will help them understand the best practices of different services, and in future whenever they utilize that service in their cloud infrastructure, they will use in a very precise manner, so that it will align with the accountability and financial responsibility for your cloud infrastructure or for your business values. Next is measurement and realization. So as we already talked about this particular pillar, where we define different kind of key value pair, different kind of metrics, different kind of KPIs, so that we can understand that how much amount of money we were spending while we were in a different situation, and now we are in the cloud. Then how we are spending, which particular API, which particular metric is the key parameter, so that we can understand that how much amount of money we are spending to serve to the end user. This might be cost per transaction, this might be cost per customer serve. So here we define that how we can spending our money to different cloud resources. So to achieve this particular pillar, what we can able to do, we can structure our hierarchy of our business architecture. So we need to first understand that how we are gonna structure our application into the cloud. Also we can able to use different kind of taggings, which will identify that these are the number of services are utilized by this particular team, and after 1 month, 1 year, this much amount of money this particular team is spending for different cloud resources, so that you can able to empower those engineers so that they can utilize those resources in a very precise manner. Also this will help you set some kind of budget alerts, so that they are not spending beyond that particular budget. So these kind of offerings, these kind of approaches you can utilize to achieve this particular pillar. Now we have cost optimization. So this is one of the critical pillar in our FinOps, which will help you optimize your cloud spend, so that you can able to serve more precisely to your end user. Also, this will be very essential for your business value. So to achieve this particular pillar, what you can do, there are three optimizations which you can apply for your cloud infrastructure. First one is resource optimization. So let's suppose you are utilizing different kinds of machine type in your cloud architecture, and from those different kind of machine type, most of the time we saw this particular thing that your application is not utilizing whatever allocated for that particular VM. So either we need to downgrade the size, either we need to increase the size of that particular VM so that we can able to serve to the end user in a very optimal way. So resource optimization is the parameter which you can use to resize your different resources so that you can use different resources which are present in your cloud infrastructure in a very optimal way. Second parameter we have is pricing optimization. So sometime what happens, every cloud provider have their own kind of discounts. So let's suppose I know that in this particular year my company is going to utilize 100 virtual CPU and 200 GBs of memory. So I can commit this much amount of memory and CPU to a cloud provider, and they will provide me some kind of committed discount, and this is very cost effective rather than directly allocating the resource and utilizing it. So this is the second way using which you can optimize your cost in cloud FinOps. Third thing is that architecture optimization. So this is very important that you are tuning your architecture, and we saw most of the time architectures are not that much tuned, and which causes high amount of spend in your cloud infrastructure, because most of the time we saw this particular activity in hybrid or multi-cloud environment. So sometime what happens, some part of our application we have in a different cloud, some part we have in different cloud. So most of the time what happens, let's suppose for every API call, for every API serve to the end user, we are traversing from a one cloud to a different cloud, and every time we are doing this particular thing, this causes very high amount of network egress cost, and which will cost your business value. So what we can do here, we can architect our application so that there are very minimal egress traffic is over there. So some part we can move from a one cloud to a different cloud so that their API call will be very smooth and there is no egress cost. So this is how you can architect your application so that it will serve to the end user in a very optimal way. Next is planning and forecasting. This is also one of the important pillar we have in cloud FinOps, which requires organizations to better understand what are the cost drivers we have, how we can allocate some kind of budgets to a specific team so that it will be a benchmarking for that particular team, and they will only spend up to that threshold, and this will help you utilize your different cloud resources very efficiently. So to achieve this particular pillar, what we can do, we can able to set some kind of budget alerts for a specific team or for a particular engineer in our organization on a monthly basis. This we can able to do it for a yearly basis or half yearly basis, but spending amount we can set monthly for a betterment of our spend, so that in a specific month my specific team can only able to spend this much amount of money. This will help you understand in a year your different engineering team are spending how much amount of money based on their allocated budgets, and based on this you can plan that in the next year my engineering team is going to spend this much amount of money for this amount of memory and CPU, and which you can commit to a cloud provider to get additional discount. So this is how you can plan and forecast your budget in cloud FinOps. Next is tools and accelerators. So there are variety of tools we have for different cloud providers, which will help you visualize your cloud expenditure. Also, this will help you analyze how much amount of memory, how much amount of money you are spending for different resources by different teams, so that you can empower, so that you can optimize, so that you can operate for a betterment of your cloud expenditure. To achieve this particular thing in Google Cloud, in every cloud platform, we have different approaches over there. So as we already talked about labeling and tagging of the resources, so that we can identify these are the resources are utilized by this particular team, and after that we create some kind of dashboard that this team is spending this much amount, and based on that we can decide the budget, and based on budget we can decide our next year expenditure, and we can commit that expenditure to the cloud provider and we get additional discount. So this is how these tools and accelerators will help you achieve the cloud FinOps. So now we know what is cloud FinOps, what are the fundamental principles we have in cloud FinOps. Then let's see how to enable FinOps with the use of Google Cloud. So there are several ways. I just listed 4 major enablers in Google Cloud platform. First one is Google recommendations. So in your cloud platform, Google will help you by recommending some kind of memory or CPU sizing or their usage, so that you can scale up or scale down your specific VM. Also in Google Cloud platform, we have cloud billing, budgets and alerts, so that you can understand what is the billing of that particular entire month or yearly. You can set budget alerts for a specific team. Also, if you have set up some kind of budgets and some of your organization team is going beyond that alert budget, then you get notified using alerts, and you just come back and say, hey, you have spent more than whatever budget we have set, so can you please look into it and optimize your spend. Also in Google Cloud platform, we have different discount options which will give you more cost effective spend for your different resources. Also we have cloud monitoring and logging solutions, which will helpful for identifying how you are utilizing your different resources. If something goes down in your application or your infrastructure, how you can troubleshoot or tune your application so that it will utilize different resources very precisely. So let's see. First we'll see cloud recommendations. So if you just go console.cloud.google.com, in the home page you will get this recommendation section, where Google will help you how you can save your cost, how you can optimize security in your infrastructure, how you can manage your different resources, and how you are gonna tune your application so that it can able to give best experience to your end user. So if you see here, in the first section, it is recommending for some unused compute resources, and it is telling you that this much amount of money you can save per month after shutting down these amount of compute engine instance. Here if you see, it is showing that there are lots of alerts, lots of errors we are getting. Can you just solve it so that your application can work very smoothly? There are some security recommendations are also there. Also it will recommend you related to performance, that while serving this particular application from this particular resource to your end user, your resource memory and CPU utilization is going beyond threshold, whatever you have allocated for that machine. So can you please scale up so that more memory or CPU will be available for that particular VM, and whatever traffic is coming, it can able to handle very smoothly. So let's get into more granular way So if you see here, it is showing that this is the resource name which you can set down so that you can save this much amount of money per month. So this is one of the great tool from Google called cost recommendations, so that you can minimize your cloud spend. Next is cloud billing, budgets and alerts. So this is how you can set budgets for different teams in your organization. Also you can set up some kind of budget alerts, so that whenever there is a team which is going beyond that alert, and if you see any variation is cloud spent by a specific team or individual, you can able to notify it, and you just go and take some actions. Also you can decide that for a specific engineering team, how much amount of money you have to set for a budget. So this is how you can able to achieve it. Now we have different discount options in Google Cloud Platform. First one is sustained use discount, and second one is committed use discount. So let's talk about sustained use discount. So let's suppose you are running your application in a virtual machine, and your virtual machine is running for a specific period of time for a month. Then Google will give you some kind of discount. That discount is called as sustained use discount. Also, if you know, based on different cloud ops tools and escalators, that this much amount of memory and CPU I am going to use for a next year, you can just go commit this much amount to a cloud provider. They will give you committed discount, and this is very cost effective. So most of the big organizations will move towards this committed use discount. Next is cloud monitoring, logging and tracing. So you should know, you should understand how much memory and CPU your resources are utilizing, so that you can decide that I need to scale up or scale down. So you can create different dashboards using cloud monitoring to understand that infrastructure, what is happening for you in your infrastructure. And if something goes down at the infra level, at the application level, then cloud logging will help you understand what is happening behind the scene and how you can troubleshoot based on recommendations. Also cloud tracing will help you understand what exactly happening whenever a user hit your application, how much latency we have while calling different APIs inside our application, so that you can tune your application so that it can able to serve your end user in a very efficient way. So these are the tools and services we have in Google Cloud Platform, which will help you enable cloud FinOps in your architecture. Now we have different resources listed here. Some are the blogs and videos, so that you can get started with this amazing concept and help your organizations to spend your cloud resources in a very precise manner. So this is all from my end. Thank you everyone.